We're live. You're Mr.
Hey,
Mime.
well, I did catch a Mr. Mime in its natural habitat.
What's going on, Pokemon Go trainers? Welcome to episode 289 of the Lured Up podcast, where we take Pokemon Go way more seriously than we do ourselves. Today's Saturday, October 21st, 2023. Adam is back from
I'm back from
Barcelona.
Barcelona.
We're streaming this live on twitch.tv/Pokemon Professor Network. I'm your host, Ken Pescator. And Adam's here. Yay!
Hey, everyone.
It's like the Muppets.
I know we all thought that Lane from Good Morning Johto was going to steal the spot forever.
I think only you thought that.
No. No, I texted Lane and I told him I appreciated him helping out cuz that would have been a slow week for us. We wouldn't have had a podcast.
Yeah, Lane stepped up. He was proactive. He reached out. He's like, yo, you need to fill in? I'm in. And I was like, yo, you're in. It was great. There was so much bald head on the screen. It was
There was a lot
amazing.
of glare.
There was
did
a lot of
notice
glare.
that.
Yeah, so it's early. We're doing a little early stream. We got a lot of life stuff going on today. Adam Scott, you got a lot of hockey things happening today?
Multiple hockey games, but they're like in the same location and hours apart.
Fun.
So I have to get there, do the first game, wait several hours, and then do the second game.
That's annoying. That's super
Yes,
annoying.
very.
Well, we want to hear all about Barcelona. We want to hear about your escapades. We were cracking up. We were showing all your photos last week, and it looked like you had an absolute blast and met some really awesome people and spent some time with some great creators and all that good stuff. So pretty excited to hear all about it. Yeah, man, I'm psyched for you. Last week we had Timburr Community Day. We have the Ticket of Treats Part 3. We have Halloween Part 1. A lot going on in the game. It's been a really good time to play. It's been very exciting. The big news of the week being the release of Go Party Play, the Party Play system, which for some is like 2 thumbs way, way up, and for others is 2 thumbs way, way down. So we'll talk about our hot takes. Adam, I know you had a chance to mess with it.
Yep.
All right, cool. So I used it a lot as well, and we'll definitely share. We poked the bear a little bit on Twitter, talking about the release of features, how Niantic rolls out features, because we've seen before that new features are coming when the previous features are still messed up, still buggy, still not tight, still not polished. You know, there's kind of this vibe of like, hey, don't release anything new until the previous stuff is corrected. We'll talk about that. A lot of differing of opinions there. Halloween Part 2 is up next, and Adam, it wouldn't be a Halloween event if we didn't have costumes.
I saw.
A lot of.
I saw.
They're pretty good though. They're pretty good. But
Well, I'm more. I saw a new costume Pikachu.
well, there's Pikachu. There's others. There's a whole bunch. There's a whole bunch of different things happening with the costume. So we'll talk about all that. But the real chase for Halloween Part 2 will be Shiny Zorua, which is pretty exciting because whenever Shiny Ditto is part of an event or something like that, that's the chase. People go after that. It's a lot of fun. And then we get a 2-for-1. Bless you. We get a 2-for-1 during the last week of the month because we also have a Team Go Rocket takeover during Halloween Part 2. So a lot happening in the game, a lot to cover, a lot to talk about. But Adam, I want you to take a moment to talk about your first trip abroad and how it was and all that good stuff.
I was very nervous because everything was kind of last minute, but the plane ride there was seamless. I I worked that Wednesday and then was able to have enough time to get to the bus station, catch my bus, get to the airport with an hour and a half window.
Okay.
Was able to get in, and as I got in, I was able to get my eSIM set up, so I was prepared. And then they started boarding, and it was almost like everything just worked out.
It was almost like you had planned. It was almost like your plans had come to be planned. Yes, planned.
Yeah. And I caught a Buffalon and multiple Toros, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna hold on to these. People might want them. Nobody wanted them. But my plane ride, amazing going up, amazing landing. I didn't even know we were landing. It was just like
You were there.
yeah, I was there.
And
I did sleep on the plane.
Oh,
so
nice.
It did feel fine. Like when I got there, I felt fine.
What about the jet lag, dude? Because what you're, I think
So I'm
it's
still kind of feeling it. I don't
it's.
know how to like recover from that. I tried to go to bed early to try to wake up early. I tried going to sleep late
I
to
think
try
you're.
to see
It
if
was
that
6
works.
hours ahead, I believe. I believe it was 6 hours ahead,
Yes,
something
yeah.
like that. So it was funny because we'd be, like just starting to like talk in our little, Pokemon Professor chat, and then like Adam's posting pictures like raging and stuff. It was awesome. It's so no man, I'm psyched for you. I How was the event itself, especially in like comparison to something coming out of like GoFest where we had a park experience and a city experience? How was the city-based experience of the
It was
safari?
amazing. I did appreciate that there were the two locations that had like a physical presence, but those were just kind of like you go, you got a visor and a little code that gave you some stuff, and then you just went on your way. And it was felt so amazing to have to play like hunt. You had to go and treasure hunt essentially, and through campfire you could see the locations that you needed to go to, but not in game. In game, there was no proper highlighted route or anything like that. It was look on campfire, find the ones you need to go to.
Now, how did that go over with the players though? Because did we have like 100% of the people had campfire, or were people kind of scrambling like, what are we doing?
We all played follow the leader. So
Okay.
whoever was in charge of like, let's get us here, let's get us there. Uh, we worked it out, and we were just following, and we hit several in like one direction, and then made our way back to the other side. Um,
Well, do you think that this will be kind of like something they continue to do at large scale events, and would you want to see it happen again
I
at
would
large?
love to see this
Okay.
more. This was such a good experience because it forced you to walk in and around the city in order to acquire the specific stops.
So it wasn't route based. You didn't have to follow a
No,
route. You just had to get to the POI.
correct.
So definitely felt like a scavenger hunt. So this almost reminds me a little bit more reminiscent of the missions in Ingress, where Pokemon Go has a route system where you can go from point A to point B, but you have to follow a specific path. The way Ingress works is it gives you a list of POI that you have to interact with, but you can get there however you want. You have to do them in a specific order, but you just have to get to the next one to progress the mission.
And there was no specific order for these ones.
Okay. All right, that's
It was
interesting.
just it was just get to one because it said you need to like the tasks for the Eevee with the safari hat were spin a unique stop that you haven't spun before.
And were these field research or was it a special research? Was that what it was? Like
I believe it was a timed
a timed
research.
research. Okay.
Yep. So
No,
you'd spin
that's
it,
cool.
and so I want to believe that there was not any glitches or anything, but I believe that there was a glitch where people would spin it and it wouldn't register as a new stop. It wouldn't register
Mm.
it as a new, like a different
Even if it had
EV
the
stop.
halo.
Or well, it wasn't about the halo. It was just a different EV stop that you haven't spun.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So like there was probably like 20 something around the city, but you had to do 7.
Awesome. Awesome. Uh, it was great watching it from the States, but excellent time had by Cricket's group, and I know that you connected with Cricket out there. How did
Yeah,
that
if it
go?
wasn't for her, shout out to Cricket 23 because if it wasn't for her, I would be lost. I mean, I would have found people and
I
something to do.
I just picture Adam like the John Travolta meme, just just like looking around, like where is
Well, I'm
everyone?
not gonna lie, that was me at one point. I know we tried to meet up for Timburr Community Day, and I thought it was the park that we had visited before that has
Oh,
the EV stop,
Adam.
and so I was like 10 minutes away, looking at the clock, and I was like, "Whew, I got 8 minutes to get there. I'm
Did you
gonna run."
did you get there?
I booked it.
Were you
I
sweat?
did.
Were you like dripping
I was,
sweat?
yeah. I
Oh,
wasn't dripping sweat, but it was hot. It felt like I flew from fall back to summer.
wow, wow.
The first thing I did when I got there was find a card shop. I was like, what better place to to start the journey than to find some Pokemon cards.
Wow.
They were all in English. They were not in Spanish at all. So that was kind of a letdown because I was like, I really wanted to get some Spanish
Yeah,
cards,
that would have
but
been cool.
it's fine. I still pulled the Delibird while in Spain, so that
Oh,
was cool.
nice, nice. Well,
But I
Pokemon.
initially,
No, go ahead.
just wanted the small lives so I could take some pictures. I realized after I left that I did not get the stage 2
Right.
because I never evolved it. I was like, oh,
You're like,
I
yeah, there
never.
is a third evolution here. Yeah, cool.
I think it was like in my bag, but it got
You see
lost at the
now,
bottom.
if the research had forced you to do that, you would have been more aware.
Yeah, because it was a collection challenge for that, and then there was also a collection challenge for Pumpkaboo, and you had to evolve it. So I evolved 3 out of the 4. I at some point caught an extra small one, but I must have transferred it in the mass of like
Oh
trying to
no.
keep my box space. But one Pumpkaboo, one was extra small, and I deleted it.
Womp
Transferred,
womp.
sorry, transferred it to the professor. He took really good care of it. He ground it up and gave me some candy.
Wow. Wow. Well, PokemonGoLive.com did put out a little thank you. It has a cute video. I was trying to pause it to see if we could find a wild Adam in there, but I didn't happen to see any Adam, but it was pretty cool. The star of the event was Skidoo, the Mount Pokemon, making its debut for the first time in Pokemon Go. How was it catching new Pokemon
That was
globally?
so cool. And so day 1, we're walking around, and somebody's like, "There's a hundo unknown over here." And so we all like booked it. We're crossing the street, and the streets are so insanely weird because it's just a big circle, and you have to kind of make a V to get around the street.
That's a roundabout, Adam.
Okay, well, there's lots of roundabouts then. But we got the unknown N, and then we keep going. Like we travel backwards. We're going towards the beach. We're walking around like, I don't know, the outskirts, I would say. And we're all just standing there, and somebody's like, "There's an unknown right here." And so we got 2 unknowns. We got the
2
B
hundo
and the
unknowns.
N. Yes, 2 hundo
Yeah.
unknowns, which
Yeah.
is just absolutely insane. And we're all just walking, just catching and catching. And somebody caught one, and they're like, "Hey, there's a hundo unknown. Everyone, look, see if you got it." I was like, "What?" Which was crazy. And then the second day, Saturday, we're walking through the Gothic Center, and that a whole entire area, it was like you've been in a movie. I felt like I was in an Avengers like scene where they're just like overseas and like fighting people in like these big open plazas. It just looked amazing.
That's awesome.
Just
That's awesome.
visually stunning.
And then Timburr
And
Community Day, you were also able to play there?
yes, yep. But hold on. We're not there yet. So we're all catching, and somebody comes out of one of the tiny alleys and goes, "Yo, you guys are playing Pokemon Go?" And we're like, "Yeah." And this is the whole group. And he's like, "There's a Hundo Skiddo down there." And he just told us the CP and just walked away. I was like, "What?" And so we all run down this tiny little alleyway, and we find it. And I was like, that is such a, like, if I didn't, so I got lost. In natural fashion, I'm taking pictures and stuff. I look to my right, and the whole group is gone when I turn left. And there's 4 different like areas that they could have gone. They could have gone down the alleyway to the left, straight ahead, which is where pretty much everybody's going. To the right, which is where half the people are going, and then to the right, which is more open, but I could see everyone. I did see the community ambassadors to the right, and I was like, "Do I go?" There's nobody there that I. I was like, I just gotta find Cricket in their group, and so I went straight. Definitely weren't that way, and I basically just hugged a wall and just had my back towards it and just was looking for people, and then asked for a picture for in game. I was like, "Hey, I'm lost." We were able to connect, and if I didn't get lost and that take up that 15 minutes, that possibly wouldn't have been there.
So
You know
it
what I
was
mean? Like,
it was all intentional.
yeah, and I'm a true believer in like timing's everything. So it worked out really well.
All right. Well, is it Skiddo or Skidoo? Because I'm here.
Skidoo.
It's Skidoo.
You either skidoo or you skidoo.
But isn't it like kiddo? Like, hey, kiddo. I don't know. Skiddo, Gal Gadot, Skiddo. I don't know.
No, it's go goat. Go goat.
All right, and you were able to do Timburr Community Day there as well.
Yes. So my flight left at 6:45. So my goal was to be on my way to the airport around 4. So I had 2 hours, essentially, or yeah, 2 hours of essentially of gameplay. So I get to the park. The first 15 minutes was trying to find and link up with Cricket's group. I find her group, and as I'm standing there, I see JT Valor and Coops, Casual Coops from the Incense podcast, and they go, "There's a hundo timber over in," and like JT like pulls up the map and he's like, "It's over here in this corner," and he's like, "Good luck," and I book it, and I run, and I push the timber, and it is a shundo. I
You got the shundo?
I got the shundo.
Get
And
out of here.
at some point in Cricket's live stream, it's like I think it's like a half hour in or 20 minutes in or something, but you can hear my reaction. I like run back, and I was looking for JT Valor because he had just shown me it, and he was nowhere to be found. But I did see Cricket, and I was like, Cricket, 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 Cricket.
That's
like,
awesome.
I got the shundo.
That's so awesome.
So that was really cool. I was really stoked on that. I made sure that I was next to a contest to be able to get into a contest really quick.
Yeah.
Because, fun fact, I think something needs to be done about contests where there's a large event. They need to either double or triple the amount of participants and adjust prizes accordingly, because it is next to near impossible to get into anything. When they did Small Live, every single contest had max participants.
Well, that we saw that in New York City also, and I mean, obviously, New York City, the nature of the beast is going to be a lot of people there. But for GoFest, it was nuts. As soon as the showcase opened, it was like filled. But,
yes, exactly.
yeah.
So it's just frustrating on that level where it's like you can't even participate, and you would have to have gone out in the outskirts of town just to try to find one. That just doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
If the event is within, you know, a certain kilometer radius, like there needs to be at least more contests, or limit the participation to one because of the large scaled event. That's the only thing I can think of, because then everybody has that limit of one.
Yeah.
And then again, adjust pricing accordingly. But that's how I felt. But site's amazing, people amazing. I know when I linked up with we hung out at the London's Finest meetup on Saturday night. That was amazing. That was awesome. That's where I first linked up with Coops, Mark from Incense. I did see Ian and Mark.
No, I think it was, I don't know if it was Ian or Mark sends me a text of a picture of a wild Adam walking down the street holding a case of water. He's like, look, he's still carrying the water.
All the way from New York.
That's hilarious, man. That's
no,
good.
I'm
glad you were able to connect with them.
Yeah, I wish I had to spend a little bit more time with them.
But you're in Mr. Worldwide, man. You're on the move. And they're busy dudes too. But I am excited to say that in November we're going to be doing a collaboration with Incense. So we'll have both a Lured Up featuring Incense, then an Incense featuring Lured Up in recording in November. So that'll be super exciting. Can't wait for that.
I like that.
I played in Red Bank. It was awesome. The group that the usual suspects were all out. My son came out. It was a lot of fun. We started with about 10. We ended with about 25. So, triple Stardust, man. You can't argue with triple dust. It's like, no matter what, whether the Pokemon is good or not, whether it's in demand or not, relevant or not, if you have triple dust, they're going to be coming out.
And also at the end of the event, once I got to the airport, kind of was confused because I couldn't read anything. I eventually, because like I got dropped off way on the left side. He's like, yeah, this is your terminal. And I could see that it says, like, my flight. I get in. They're like, no, your flight. Like, I got in the line because I just thought I don't know. But they're like, no,
you didn't have Cricket with you at the airport to tell you where to go?
Yeah. Well, no. He's just like, you have to go all the way to the other end and then get your ticket. And I was like, oh, so not where I was dropped off at all. Nowhere near it. That's great. But luckily I had time, so it worked out.
Good.
Lots of great people. But okay, at the airport, after Timburr happened, I got an Oreo Choreo, the red one. that
Oreo
dances.
Choreo.
Oreo cookie Choreos. And I was so excited. I was like, all right, I got the Mr. Mime that was in the wild. I got the Oreo Choreo. I got tons of the red Flabebe. I was on like cloud nine. But then Ken, when I got home on Monday, he goes, "Did you do your frou frou?" And I said no. So he really brought me back down to earth there.
So I'm gonna need you to save me the red Flabebe. I need 3 red Flabebe. I need those. So
Okay.
save those for me.
You got to start opening my gifts.
Okay. And also, I probably won't. And yeah, the fur frau you didn't get, but yeah, and
I
plenty
only
of
got the
Skidoo.
one Oreo Choreo.
Now, did you do the timed research?
Oh, I have plenty of Skidoo.
Did you do the timed research that gives you an Oreo?
No.
So there's a timed research right now. Was it I don't know if it was the Amazon one or what it was, one of them, where it would reward you an Oreo and it would give you a random one, any of the forms. So I got a red one when I finished mine. It was like I was seeing some people getting their own home native Oreo, which was a bummer. But yeah, there was, that was pretty cool. But we got to move on to Halloween, Adam, because there's a lot going on.
Well, I know, but I just want to shout out to everybody that interacted, talked, and hung out. Honestly, Cricket, yes, FaZe, Adelion, Silver, who day 2, my ankle or shin or whatever had a blister on the back because if I had been walking so much, and he came in clutch with one of those specific band-aids for your heel, and I was like, solid. And for everything, because she's amazing. Ronan, he was one of the community ambassadors. He had done like a "Who's that Pokemon" with a sticker, so he has them reverse, so you don't know what they are, and then it's like guess it, and then whoever guesses it gets the sticker. But like, such a fun little like game to play.
Nice. That's like the perfect community ambassador thing.
Yeah, it's just so fun. Daniel, Jupiter, Remco. He's from Belgium. He's not a community ambassador, but we saw him at London's Finest meetup. He's fantastic. I walked with him and FaZe Hero. Just great people to be around. Godmother, shout out to her. She's from Athens, Greece. Her and I talked for a long time. She showed me all about her community. Honestly, like my heart was melting. Like everything that she was saying. Just such a great community leader.
Awesome. That's awesome.
I will say that.
That's so cool. No, I think that's one of the coolest parts about playing abroad and playing outside of your normal area is meeting new people. And when the community ambassadors come in and you're able to interact with them, it really is a pretty powerful thing. When I went out to the Niantic office in Bellevue, Washington, there was a couple community ambassadors there, and it's always fun meeting random trainers, but when you meet a community ambassador, they just kind of have a wealth of stories armed and ready.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
and that's what they had.
That's super cool. So that's
it was
awesome.
so good. And because I met them at a dinner Friday night, I believe, and then Saturday night at that London's Finest meetup, they were there again, and it's like I got told a bunch more stories.
Yeah.
It was just phenomenal. She's wonderful.
Nice. Well, shout out to everyone that connected with Adam and all the trainers that were playing in Barcelona. Huge shout out to Cricket. We love you, Cricket. Can't wait to have you back on the show.
And I have a lot of footage. I'm gonna try to figure out what to do with it all.
Yeah, we want to see. We want to see. I want to see those incensed boys. I want to see the London's Finest event. I'm looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it. But let's move on to what we have going on in the game because there's a lot.
There's a lot.
And I don't want to say it loses its value when you're like, hey, there's a lot going on in the game, because there's always a lot going on in the game. The pacing never really stops. But October specifically is pretty packed. Yeah, it's packed.
There's a lot to unpack.
Yeah, so we'll start with Ticket of Treats. We're in Stage 3, the third week, which was this past Thursday. So the first time around, it was all about battle passes. So you got 3 premium battle passes. The second week, you ended up getting the Mossy Lure. And this past week is all about eggs and incubators. So you get 2 incubators out of the deal, which is nice. So if you didn't get the ticketed treats, we are giving one away today on our Twitter, twitter.com/PokeProfNet.
Whoa, get in on that. Follow us.
We've had 3, and this is the last one that's available. So we'll be doing that this evening, and from the time that you're hearing this on the 21st, if you're watching live. But that'll be the wrap-up of our giveaway. We had 3 tickets to give out. Third one goes out today. So good luck to anyone. It'll be cool if you get it today and you haven't bought it yet. It's like right out of the gate, you're getting 3-timed research. So it's like you'll have a lot to do. You know, like when your today view is like a CVS receipt, like it's just long. You're just scrolling and it just keeps going and going and going. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Are there any coupons at the end?
There probably will be a coupon for CVS Bucks or whatever it's called.
No, they'll be like, oh,
care.
you get 1 free Pikachu with your next purchase of a ticket.
But we are in Halloween Part 1, the actual official Halloween. We had Harvest Festival last week. Now we are actually in Halloween Part 1, which is pretty exciting because there's some great spawns and new Pokemon. And we have Lavender Town music, and we have the aesthetic. We have the map that has been updated.
It looks so gorgeous.
It looks good.
So gorgeous.
It pains me that we don't see this all year long with the map consistently changing. We've seen it for Halloween. We've seen it for Christmas. Like, give me every holiday. Give me international holidays. Give me different cultural holidays. I love this. I think it's really cool. I don't know. It just brings a different vibe to the game, and I totally dig it. The catch screens. Let me see if I'm going to pull up my phone real quick. There's a Haunter in front of me. But the catch backgrounds look absolutely amazing. Can't complain about how great it looks. And at nighttime, there's like these dark rolling clouds, which look amazing. And there's some really cool jack-o'-lanterns that light up in the background. So that's really neat.
And is Lavender Town only at night?
I don't think so. Is it? Is it not in the game?
I just turned on my music. And
it's regular music? Maybe it's only at night. Maybe it's only at night. But on PokemonGoLive.com, it says celebrate. Oh, yeah, it's regular Pokemon Go music. All right, so maybe it is at night. Celebrate the beginning of a Halloween adventure with Greavard during Pokemon Go Halloween 2023 Part 1. We talked about this last week, or at least Lane and I did. But October 19th to October 26th, we still have 5 more days from the time of this recording. Greavard and Houndstone have been released. How's your luck been with
98% Greavyard?
What?
Yeah, it was like the third research catch of that.
Plenty of spooky Pokemon in the wild, but the real chase here is Phantump, because Phantump has a shiny released, and oh boy, is it a good shiny.
It looks exactly like Guzzlord.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Speaking of Guzzlord.
Did you get a Guzzlord Hundo?
I got 100% Guzzlord on the 18th.
Adam is the Hundo king.
It was almost like, or maybe it was the 19th? What day was it? I don't know. But basically, I made a little highlight on our Instagram reel, and I was like, yeah, 1650 or 1650 is the CPU you're looking for.
And then the next one is 1650.
I'm like, no! I'm on my break, like, freaking out, because the person that also did it with me was my coworker, but he's nowhere near me, and I'm like, oh, I just want to share it with him.
Sandygast in the wild. I've seen one. This was pretty cool. I enjoy this. I like when they make things rare. How's your Frigibax going? How's that going for you?
Speaking of that, I hatched one while I was in Barcelona. And
cool.
One of the first things I saw when I got to Barcelona, because I tried really hard not to like catch anything or look at anything, but the small lives were just, I was like, it's new. I really want it because I'm sure there's a contest. So I got a whole bunch of small lives. But I got to the hotel and I opened up the game and there were several red Flabébés and a Frigibax.
Wow.
And I was like, I need to sit down.
I'll take that.
Yeah, I was like, I need to sit down for this. Let me see. Frigibax.
I hatched one. I caught one in the wild here in Red Bank, but I also
I have 5.
Whoa. Okay. All right. And
the one I caught in the wild was an extra small one.
Have you evolved?
My Frigibax?
Yeah.
No.
What? You're the worst. I only have 2 so far, so I haven't been able to to do the family line yet, but I'm looking for it. There was 2 timed researches, one that gave you a Graveyard, one that gave you a single Spirit Tomb. I did not get the shiny. This is such a good chase.
I didn't get the shiny.
Such a good chase. Some extra candy for skill throws. We had field research with Mischievous and Phantump. Again, Phantump definitely being the chase. Raids, not too exciting for me. We just had Mega Gengar. Now we have 3-star raids. Lane brought up a good point. Like, hey, I'll do a regular Gengar if I need to solo it. I can't solo the Mega Gengar, so I'll do the regular one. But we had Guzzlord until the 20th. Now we have Darkrai. And we had Mega Gengar until the 20th, and we have Mega Banette now. So a little bit of recycled Pokemon here, some new shiny action going on. So that's pretty cool. In eggs, Munchlax, Riolu, Galarian, Yamask. Yo, that Galarian Yamask is a chase. That's a solid chase. Riolu, solid chase. Shiny Munchlax, solid chase. I'm not down with this chase, but these are solid chases. New avatar items. These masks and outfits are absolutely insane and ridiculous. It's super disturbing and creepy for the Yamask mask and the Phantom mask. Adam, are you sick again?
I don't know. I woke up this morning and I do not feel the greatest.
Poor Adam. Adam is always sick. It's
always when I'm not working.
Yeah, right. There was a Amazon Prime Gaming.
Shout out to Ken for letting me know.
Yep, the monthly drop. You almost missed it. But it was through the 16th and 17th. You can claim it, and it gave you this funky Graveyard wig thing. And if I pull up my phone, I have my avatar in it right now, and it looks hilarious. But I don't like the fact that when you're looking at it on the world map. I know it's not a big deal, but it takes up some real estate. It takes up some room here and blocks out some of the map. So I don't feel great about that. I'm just a little weird, I guess, when it comes to that. But
yeah, I just like the Delibird stuff.
There was some web store bundles and event bundles in the shop, and of course the ticketed treats going on. So a lot going on this week in gameplay. It's a lot of fun. People are, things are seeming pretty active, and I think that Niantic has to compensate for the fact that it's going to be getting cold. You know what I mean? Like, Adam, are there boogers pouring out of your nose?
I literally just noticed that. I'm sorry. Let me just.
Adam has boogers literally pouring out of his nose. Deadweight says, "Have some zinc, Adam." That's hilarious. Literal boogers dripping out of Adam's nose, like if he just used like a neti pot or something. That is disgusting, Adam. Gross. But anyway, yeah, Lavender Town music, yeah, playing nightly during the Halloween event, so yes. And Explore with Decor. So as Adam blows his schnoz, I will start the conversation on Go Party Play, which is what just made a noise. There's some device in this room just made an alert. There's been a lot of talk about Go Party Play, which kind of came out of nowhere. They teased it last week. We talked about it briefly on the show. And is your nostrils drier? Are your nostrils drier?
They're drier, very, very much dry. That was like a 4-tissue or 4-blow
Jeez Louise.
Interaction there.
SB on Willow in the chat's like, I just want my special research story. Yeah, is there still story in this game?
I don't know. I started reading whatever was in Barcelona, and then somebody next to me was like, Are you really reading that right now? And I was like, no, I'm not embarrassing myself. No.
They should be embarrassed for skipping it. Poor Willow. Poor Willow. But Party Play is here. It is out. It is playable. It released on the 17th. And Adam, you texted me, and I thought you were going to be like, it's amazing. And you were like,
So I opened my game, and my coworker and I was like, listen, let's just try it out. We can do it with 2 people. Let's just try it out. And we defeated another Guzzlord.
Okay.
Because that was active at the gym. And
the Go Party boost.
Yeah. So it was like we got a little extra boost. It was just us. Got a little bit extra attack. And then from there, it said like, I chose the one that said like catch 20 different unique Pokemon. So I was like, drop an incense quick. And so we both dropped our incenses and then walked around the whole building, which is a good little walk. It's not short by any means, but we're able to get all 30 or 20 Pokemon or whatever it was. And I was like, sweet. And then it was like, catch another 20, just Pokemon in general. And I was like, all right, we're going to continue playing. It just like kept the gameplay loop like going. You could kind of
But that's
tailor
all
it
right.
to
So
what you.
so that seems positive. That seems like a
Yeah,
positive
that was
thing.
positive. Uh, and then we kind of ended it. It was really cool to see all like the screens. So I can see having team challenges like for community day. You get four like groups of four, and you spread off and do like team challenges. This is a cool feature that can be used for communities.
Ooh. I didn't think about that where they could
I
potentially
know, I
have.
know. That's okay.
No, but that's
I've
a
been
great
thinking about
idea,
it.
like party versus party. I like that. I think that's really cool. Now,
So it's no longer your individual stats, you and your other friends. So you've got four, they've got four. All right, go attack community day. Let's
yeah.
see who's got the better
You know
stats.
what? Also, that will be better for the like. I don't like when people judge the value or the hype of their community day simply based on shiny count. Like, oh, how'd you do today? Oh, I got 80 shinies. I got 20 shinies. Oh, the person with
Well,
80
I
had a better
completed
time.
60 party play tasks.
Well, the activity summary is probably the coolest part. You get to see like pretty detailed stats. You could pin different stats to show you on the little summary screen. But I really like this, and if you play with someone for a long time out in a session, it's nice because it just keeps a running total. This is like great. I just think this
Yes.
is one of the coolest parts of it.
And the
And
fact that you get a benefit just from being able to even have one or two extra people in your party to be able to take down a raid boss that you wouldn't normally be able to
yep,
take down is huge,
yeah,
especially for somebody like myself, who is
no,
a rural trainer.
yep. You and Masterful are the rural trainers, but no, it's a. I think you're going to be doing the stuff anyway. A lot of the stuff is organic. Walk 2 kilometers, walk 3 kilometers.
Yep.
So the negative, and we're going to get into Poke the Bear, but the negative that I've heard about it was, oh, you can't do routes while you're doing a party, which is true. We don't yet know the exact distance between how far you need to be in proximity to party up with someone. We don't necessarily know that yet. And I'm sure there are people that know it. We just don't know it. And I've done a bunch of challenges. I've failed some challenges. I've timed out on challenges. I really enjoy this. And, I've been talking about my girlfriend playing a lot, and it's been awesome because she's a new player. So this is like for casual players, this has got to be one of the coolest things because she is so hyper engaged with the game in ways that she normally wouldn't be, because catching Pokemon or walking kilometers or spinning stops might be a little bit mundane to the casual player, but now it gives it a little bit more purpose and intent. So I think that this is a win all around. However, there was some issues with previous features that were released by Niantic, specifically showcases. I've definitely seen some bugs with showcases still, where you don't have any Pokemon in a showcase, but you go to enter it and it won't let you enter it. It'll say you can't enter any more Pokemon. I've also seen it where the evolved form might be showing as the showcase Pokemon, but it's not really that Pokemon. When you refresh the game, it changes.
I had an issue where I was a passenger, and I had caught a Shuppet, and then it said enter this into a local spot, and so I did, and it said it was like some playground that was off in the distance, way on the left side, and then when I drove past, like, and I couldn't even see it on the map. So when I drove past the next contest, it showed that it was in that contest. Like I went to enter it as my third
and you were already
Pokemon,
there.
and it was already there. And I was like, that doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah. So
I
there's
dropped it at that one,
yeah.
and it put it in this one.
So showcases have some bugs. Routes still have bugs. I noticed a bug where I was out trying to do a route, and I wanted to walk it in the reverse direction. So I'm at the end point from where I started it, and I hit reverse direction. The game reflects that the starting point is now where I'm at, the end point. It reversed them. And when I go to start the route, it prompts me to go to the start point back at the other side I'm like, no, I hit reverse. So there's a visual bug right now with routes where if you hit reverse, it'll flip them on the screen, and then when you hit start, it's not flipping them. It flips them automatically, so you don't have to do reverse direction anymore. You just, even if you're at the end point, you just do hit the route and hit follow, and you're in. You'll start going.
And I just wanted to quickly chime in 31 seconds on the Barcelona video. That's where you can see me.
Oh, for cricket. Also, Matty G's in the chat. What's up, Matty G? He had pointed out in our Discord that he was one of the first people to do a party. And he's like, whoa, all my parties are gone in the game. So apparently the first time
I did notice
you
that.
initiate a party play, it wipes out all of your battle parties for raids, PvP, whatever you have saved.
And my Go Plus got messed up.
And all your Go Plus settings get wiped. Like, it just blanked everything out. That was super annoying. If you had saved search strings, like saved searches in your Pokemon storage, gone. So it wiped all three of those things. Super annoying. For someone like a PvPer that has a whole ton of different PvP parties booked out, super annoying to have to go back in. I put up a tweet saying, like, yo, you better take some screenshots, because as soon as you start your party, they go bye-bye. Also, all right, you know what? Let's get into Poke the Bear.
Rawr. All right, let's do it.
All right, so I asked on Twitter, and I'm going to pull it up here on screen for our video viewers. It says, topic, Pigo feature rollouts. Whenever a new feature hits Pigo, we typically have some early bugs like we are seeing in Party Play. How do you feel about new features being released while existing features aren't yet polished? An example would be how Party Play was released while showcases and routes still had bugs, just like we were talking about. I asked some starter questions here. Would you rather Niantic hold off on releasing new features until existing features are cleaned up? Are you enjoying Party Play? What changes would you make to Party Play? And what motivates you more to use new features? The experience itself or the rewards? Do you feel like a live tester for new features when released, or are you okay with being part of the process? Are minor bugs no big deal to ignore? Do you see value in Pigo continuously releasing new features, even if they don't appeal to you? And do you refer to the Niantic known issues page and or submit feedback directly to Niantic support? So we got some good answers here. Woodwoes chiming in says, bugs are part of software development, but Niantic sometimes releases features that don't feel market ready. For instance, routes at launch felt unfinished and almost unplayable, while Party Play, despite the bugs, has a more cohesive feel. So, how do you feel about that, Adam? Like, it says bugs are part of software development, but they release features that don't feel market ready. We could even look at Campfire, because when that first came out,
yeah,
because
that took me out of it. Like, I really just didn't want to participate and use it. But honestly, when I was in Barcelona, I used it more than I have ever in the past, like, half a year.
Yeah. Darth Rokem saying,
okay, since like GoFest, because I was able to, so I caught the Hundo Skidoo, and I pinned it. I was like, hey, there's a shiny Skidoo here. Don't know how long it's got. And people in the game caught it, tagged me, and they were like, hey, thank you so much for shouting this out.
You see what I'm saying? That's the power of Campfire when it's utilized. But people that don't know about, like casuals, don't know about it. It's hard to get someone to download a secondary app. It's hard. Darth Rokem says, to me, I think bugs will always exist. Devs are only human, and we should never expect perfection. I mean, definitely right. A lot of people have a hard time with that. They want it perfect on day 1 and perfect on day 1,000.
Yeah, so I understand that. But you want to... I don't even know, because in my head, posting something just in general versus not having any posts at all is better, because you're still producing some sort of content versus not producing anything at all. So it's hard because like that philosophy is something that I'm trying really hard to like commit to, because it's, yes, I'm posting, but I'm trying to also post something that's like quality or that's informative or that's valuable first. Just post and say, hey.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is kind of like, hey,
I don't know.
like, hey, new feature. Like, like I would have liked, this is the where the developer story or something where they want to like, that's what I would have liked for this, where somebody behind the scenes showing it off, saying this is how we intended it, this is what we would like to see, this is why we did it, and all these things like that. It would be an amazing article
Yeah.
for them to have done a developer's backstory or whatever on this one,
Yeah. I hear that. I hear.
and then release it, because then at least we have a base.
Yeah.
Not just saying like,
You figure
hey,
it out.
get ready for this. Yeah, get
Yeah.
ready for this. You figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I, even if there was all these bugs and stuff, I think it would have been better received had we known anything about it.
Okay. Yeah, because the teaser didn't tell us anything. You know, it
No.
wasn't until the landing page dropped that we got all the info. Deadweight in the chat says, I just feel like I can't remember when the last new feature was released completely bug-free. Ones that have issues, such as raid ones, that impact dollars spent can be frustrating. That's a great point. So, annoyances in gameplay, oh, this is not working. Annoyances in gameplay, oh, it wiped out my parties. This is annoying. Versus, hey, I just wasted $1 on a raid pass and for elite raids and the raid bugged or something like that. Yeah, it hurts way worse when there's money behind it.
You know what hurts even worse is when you have to do stuff physically, and then it gets fixed, and then you're like, oh man.
Or like when
Because
you
in
walk to an end of a
Barcelona-
route and it doesn't work.
No. Barcelona. So day 1 happened, day 2 happened, and then day 3 there was a research task that said the journey continues. I bought it. I think it was $1, but I bought it. And all of the tasks said, find an EV stop you haven't spun before. And I was like, oh my gosh, we have to do this all over again. I have to go find. So I was like, I'm getting up, I'm getting out. I left my luggage at the hotel. I was like, I'm going to journey and do this. I've got 2.5 hours before I have to meet up for community day. I was like, I'm going to tackle this. I'm going to retrace my steps. I was very hung-go on getting it done. So I get 4 stops, and then, like I said, I got to the 5th, and I spun it. And when I spun it, it refreshed all of it and made it just so I just had 1. And I was like, no. And then it was just it gave me, so essentially, because I did it so early, I believe I got 4 Pokemon before, and then it like reset, and then I got them again, which was cool if I had done them all. But I had already traveled all this distance.
Yeah.
And then it reset.
And you can't use those stops anymore.
No. Those stops were still there on Sunday.
No, but did they still count as new EV stops for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just different that day because they reset. But with that being said, they changed all the tasks like right before Community Day. They all went to something different, like more achievable, like catch 20 Pokemon, travel 5 kilometers, do this, do that. And I was like, no way. I was like, here I am recording
Scrambling.
all this stuff, trying to get it done. And then it didn't work.
Wow. All right, a couple more bits of feedback here. Gus Orwig, minor bugs that don't really affect gameplay, I don't mind. I should refer to the known bugs page more often. I feel like party play should have some interaction to find parties, either in-game or campfire, and the ability to do routes as a group and not delete searches and parties. Yeah, for sure. So I did ask, like, are minor bugs easy to overlook? And I think they definitely are. The fact that it wiped my parties, was it a bummer? Yeah. Was it annoying? Yeah. 2 minutes, 3 minutes worth of recovery, and I'm on my way, and I don't need to think about it again. So some people get really hung up on that kind of stuff. I'd rather just keep it moving. So, it's here and there.
Like this podcast. Let's keep it moving.
Hillagix, aside from the raid bonus, I don't see many benefits compared to playing normally with friends, especially as it blocks out routes. If they want us to play how they want to, I want to see better rewards. Lures are a good example of how they help multiple trainers play together. Okay.
Yeah, just look at contests, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I think we're talking about better rewards, and here's where the rewards have to match the time invested.
Yep.
So if you are doing, and we haven't seen this because I don't know who's done a party play for 6 hours. Do you? Has anybody?
No.
You know what I mean? So who's to say that the rewards don't get better the longer you play and the more stuff is done?
Yeah.
Because if they are just catch 30 Pokemon and get 10 Pokeballs, like, I don't want to do that.
So you're more motivated by reward than the experience?
No. What I'm saying is the experience is like, hey, you're together, but if the rewards can get better, that's what I want to see. Like, if you're there for an hour, you should have the option to get a reward that's like, oh, you've been together for an hour, explore 1 kilometer, get a lure, and like spend more time together.
Yeah. Well, I think you nailed it before when you were like, will it be if we had a preview video or something like that, it would explain that. That would be cool. But I don't know. Xander says, I always root for any dev team, Niantic's team included, millions of times, but there definitely comes a point where we need to take a step back. I'm willing to assume someone outside the team is making these calls to release these features, and a bug here or there is, and he continues, inevitable, but that shouldn't shadow how out-of-pocket this is getting. Consecutively dropping 3 new features half-baked before the previous one isn't even complete is so frustrating. Showcases should not need you to restart for you to jump from one, and routes should have been more smooth and have earnable medals, and party play should not be such a hot mess. So,
yeah, I get that, because it's like, you're rooting for the right team. You want them to succeed. You don't want this game to not succeed.
Right.
I love this game. I want to play this game. I want everybody to love this game and play this game. But if they keep releasing things and making it more frustrating to play, that's an issue.
Yeah. James A. Vivian says, these new features are just finish the research and I'm done. Until there's more compelling reason to do them, they're just transfer fodder at best. Drop some lures, incense, or raid passes, and I'm doing them daily. Bugs or whatever, I just play around them. Okay, so this is probably similar to the vibe of a lot of people I've interacted with. They're like, look, the bugs suck, but what can we do about it? We're still going to play, so we just got to deal. Not the greatest look, but it is what it is. For me, the rewards, they don't matter as much to me. Like when I went for a late night walk with my girlfriend. Her name is Sarah. I'll just call her Sarah. And she even said,
name's Sarah.
Her name is, I know, but I don't want to just keep saying my girlfriend, so impersonal. But
my girl,
we have a route that starts right outside of the apartment, and we go outside, and I'm like, all right, well, do you want to do the route or do you want to do the party? And she's like, well, the rewards suck for the party. And I was like, yeah, but at least we're engaged, and we're, if we do the route, it becomes more passive. We're just walking, we're letting the Go Plus do the thing, we're talking, holding hands, skipping down the street, whatever. Whereas if we're in a party, we're actually engaged in, we got to catch weather boost the Pokemon, or we have to spin stuff. Like, it's a little bit more engaging. When I look at it like something like, okay, I'm going out for an hour or two to play with a group, and yeah, it may not be worth that 7 or 8 minutes it takes to complete a group challenge to get 4 revives. But when you think about an hour or two worth of gameplay and you add everything up, you say, hey, I played for an hour and what did I get? 30 Pokeballs, 8 Great Balls, 22 revives, 14 potions. Like, you know what I mean? Like when you look at
time spent with friends.
Right. And plus,
which you can't get that back.
Well, plus the experience. So
yes,
I think that, yes, the rewards are light, but they seem light for a reason, because you're doing them over and over and over. I would like to see a party play challenge meter or something like that. Complete 10, and on your 10th, that next one will be tough and will have kick-ass rewards. I think that would be cool. So it
I agree.
motivates you to keep going and not bail out after 2 or 3. That would be really cool.
But again, on the same token, you do 10, the rewards get slightly better. Like instead of Pokeballs as a reward, you get Great Balls.
Yeah, they start
another 10.
They start to scale,
and then you get Ultra Balls.
Yeah, no, I like that.
It might be 5, but you get Ultra Balls, and then you play another 10, and then you get twice as many Ultra Balls, and then you do it again, you get an Incense.
Yeah.
And then you do it again, and you get a lure. Like,
well, that's the difference between
the better the reward.
A consumable and a premium item. Let me get to a point where they give me a premium item. I think that's definitely good.
Agreed.
Abby May says, bugs can always happen. It's how the response to those bugs that is important. Making people aware of known issues would help. Then again, I know some people who are unable to get to the bottom of their friends list and go, and support doesn't seem helpful. There's definitely a lot of bugs. And there's definitely a lot of bugs that are unreported per the known issues page. So I get that. Couple more here. Legend says, party play is kind of dull, to be honest. Would be more interesting if you could compete with friends that aren't nearby. Okay. Rude Axe, it's never going to be perfect without the community testing it fully. It is what it is. And then Nigel Payne saying, why test stuff when the community will do it for you? All right. So we've got a lot of feedback here. We have definitely a vibe of like people are annoyed with the bugs. People seem to look past them. People will be able to continue to play. I'm from the camp that I want new features. Put these new features out. If they're now, my girlfriend Sarah is a console gamer, right? And we had a conversation about console games being released completely unpolished. Like big AAA, huge titles, they get released, you start them up, and they play like crap, and it's terrible, and you got to wait a week for the first patch, and then all of a sudden the game works. And it's like, dude, you couldn't delay your development or your release time by a week or whatever. I think that it's near impossible, and again, I'm no dev, it has to be near impossible to test a feature in a game like this simply because, one, it's live service, and two, the scale. The only way that these features will get developed is if they put them out there in the wild and get the feedback from the community and see the community usage. I don't feel like I'm a tester. I just feel like I'm part of the process. So I feel like it does give the game, I don't know, this pathway to give the trainer agency of how it gets dictated. Oh, I don't like this. I'm right, speaking with your wallet to say if something's viable in the marketplace. If I'm not using routes or I'm not using party play, yeah, there's something going on. They'll notice that.
Whoa. That was part of the conversation. Routes or routes. And a gentleman, I can't remember his name, so I apologize, but he said a route is a direction. A route is like clearing the battlefield.
Okay.
So it's a route.
It
was honestly, it was a little bit of a lengthy conversation, but we did talk about it because I was like, Ken always is like, it's either route or route, and I never know.
Well, what's your hot take though on new feature releases? Do you think they should continue to release even if they're not polished, or do you think that they shouldn't release the next feature until the previous feature is clean?
I think because it's a live game, they're always working on it. So even if they release something, they can be working on it at the same exact time.
Okay. All right. Well, Adam, let's take a break. We're already an hour in. It's going to be a long one, so we gotta take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll do another 15 minutes or so.
Okay.
And cover Halloween Part 2 and a couple of the other things that are happening through the end of the month. And we'll get up out of here. Does that sound okay?
That sounds perfect.
All right. Audio listeners, we'll be back right after this. Hi, chat.
Hey, chat. I'm going to blow my nose real quick.
Go do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of I want the features all out there because I know that if we want these features to be good and polished, The only way to do that is to put them out in the wild. The only way to achieve that is to let the trainers play. So if they put out one release and then wait 6 months to release the next thing, you're only doing one thing at a time. Give me all 6. And then by the end of that 6-month window, they'll all be tight. Giggity. Hi-oh! All right, we'll wait for Adam. We'll get this party started again. Let's see what we got going on the map here for our video viewers. Red Bank looking pretty good out here. I'm seeing Instinct, Mystic, and Valor in town. I'm going to have to do something about that. Oh, we got some lures? Who's got lures going? What? Alextra, who are you? Who are you? Why do you have lures going? I want to go play. And it's just like suburbia over here, and then like here's a downtown. Cool. All right. Another minute. Adam will be back. We'll get this party started. We'll talk about Halloween Part 2. We'll talk about Team Go Rocket. Dia de los Muertos. We also have Community Day Whooper to cover. So we got a couple things. Poor Adam. Adam is constantly sick, and now that he's not here, I can talk some smack. He's allergic to cats. He has 2 cats. So he's always dripping from orifices. Just another moment, chat. Check this out. Creeping on 300,000 Pokemon caught. I'm working on that. 436 milli XP. Creeping on 450. I still have 5 routes in review. All right, Adam, you're back. You did it.
Sorry about that. The cat threw up on several of my playmats. So he was sitting on the top of the TV and threw up and projectiled onto them.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, so
you gotta love that.
Yeah. So anyways, let's get back into it.
All right. And we're back.
We're back
from our break. Thank you so much for that. We are hydrated.
Thank you so much.
Adam's cat threw up all over his Pokemon stuff.
Well, just some playmats, so
that's
it's
Pokemon
not the end
stuff.
of the world.
Sure it is.
If anyone in the chat knows if you can wash them, I'm not sure how to clean it properly.
Throw out the cat, keep the playmats. This podcast is powered by Patreon. You can check ours out over at patreon.com/PokemonProfessor, where you can support this show for $1 a month. And that $1 will get you access to our patron exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. All patrons are eligible to participate in our monthly Pigo and TCG Live prize tournaments. Registration is in the Discord. We hope to see you there. Still working on figuring out what we're doing with Pigo tournaments. I think challenge will be the play. We don't know yet. Shout out to our newest patron, Aquablast, and huge thanks to our gym leaders, absolutely Ryan, Austin Zard, Bean and Cheese, DJ Wonderbread, Halda Counselor, GK, Sue Jamal, Joseph, Mythical Hitch, Beardbow Baggins, and Big Zom Minus. And thanks to our executive producer, Paul Bott, as well as other executive producers on the network, Trainer Mystic, Kate the Cons, and Stinky Ash. And make sure you just check out PokemonProfessor.com for everything that we have going on with the show, all the other shows in the network, and all that good stuff. All right, Adam, we're going to run through Halloween Part 2, which is our next event. Actually, this is it here. It says, it's Party Play Parade in Pokemon Go this Halloween with Pokemon wearing costumes and a brand new way to play with your friends. Okay, we'll skip the jargon. It's October 26th to October 31st. So part 1 of the Halloween event going up to the 26th. This continues it for the rest of the month. Pikachu wearing a Tricks and Treats costume, and Gengar wearing a Tricks and Treats costume. Adam, costume
Why
Pokemon.
wouldn't they just give us the other Gengar back that looks so sick?
Because now
The
this
one
is a
reason
different
like that
one.
zip up.
Because
I
it's
know,
a new
but like,
one.
and then the Pikachu in the Mimikyu costume is so good.
No, we get Pikachu wearing Tricks and Treats. We get
Oh my
Spooky
gosh.
Vulpix, Murkrow, Mischievous Sableye, Piplup with the Halloween Mischief costume, Drifloon Yamask. We talked about Zorua being released as a shiny, which is great. Fennekin, Phantom, Pumpkaboo wearing a Spooky Festival costume, and Noibat with Gengar in the wild if you're lucky. There will be timed research, additional candies for skill throws. We know that. Raids, Ghastly, Mischievous, and Phantom in 1 star. We have the costume Gengar in 3.
So just invite to Phantoms.
Phantoms, really, yeah. Like, is anyone really doing Ghastly or Mischievous? I don't know.
I hope not.
Maybe if you're still working on the Do 60 Raids challenge. 5-star raids,
Oh,
we have
I'm
Dark
only like
Pride.
4 away.
See,
I'm only 4 away.
you're going to do a Ghastly, and you'll be 1 of 3.
Yeah,
away.
I specific after not last week's podcast, but the week before that, and people telling me that I could do it by myself. I did it by myself.
What?
And I
Gengar?
had faith
Guzzlord.
that I could. Guzzlord.
Guzzlord, yeah.
And
Guzzlord,
so I
great
did it
solo.
myself. I did 2 by myself.
Yeah. Miss Magus, Galarian Yamask, Phantom in research, also Graveyard. There will be 2 different timed research. We have that. Well, the stuff is all carrying over. All the timed research this month you have until the end of the month to complete. So plenty going on there. Seems like a pretty decent event right out of the gate, but it's also packaged with a Team Go Rocket takeover at the same time. Sinister shadows abound this Halloween season. Team Go Rocket returns. Giovanni partners with Shadow Regigigas, and Shadow Lugia makes its Shadow Raid debut.
Ooh.
So also the 26th to the 31st, we have Shadow Regigigas. Dex filler? Fun Dex filler? I don't know. Shadow Raid debut, Shadow Lugia. It is not the Gale of Darkness Lugia. Everyone always wants that. I don't think that'll ever happen. It's different world, different narrative, different everything. If you keep a Shadow and Purified Living Dex like I do, this is a pretty exciting part. We have a new lineup of Shadow Pokemon. This Shadow Ghastly looks so good with the red eyes. We have Rhyhorn, Barboach, Cranidos, Shieldon, Drillbur, Litwick. That Shadow Barboach for PvP. Get that line. Shadow Shieldon. People talking about Shadow Bastiodon for PvP, but it's not that good. In Shadow Rage, Ghastly, Grimer, Mischievous, and Litwick in 1s. Nidorino, and Golbat in 3. I'm going to be doing these just to fill out the decks. Event bonuses, Team Go Rocket will be around more, and you could use a Charge TM to remove Frustration from your Shadow Pokemon. At Frustration in your search bar, it will give you all the Pokemon that have it. Pretty much what I do is I purify everything I need to, I transfer everything I need to, and once my storage is lean and mean, then I do my at Frustration search, and just one by one, go through Charge TM, just get rid of it. Larvitar, Sandile, Pawniard, Vullaby, Dino, Pancham, Salandit in 12k eggs, and there will be field research that gives mysterious components. So
my favorite is getting the Dino or the Larvitar.
Why? Because it's Community Day Pokemon?
Yeah.
Are you being facetious?
I'm being facetious.
Okay, that makes sense. So, look, it's a double whammy. It'll close out the month strong. I think either one of these events on their own may not have carried their own weight, but both of them together makes for a really awesome week at the end of the month. I'm excited about this. And new Shadow Pokemon.
I've been leaning away from Team Rocket.
Like grunts and stuff?
Yeah, I don't know. And unless it's a Wooper, I'm like, eh.
All right. I feel that. Well, speaking of Wooper, I could jump over to this. November 2023 Community Day, Wooper and Paldean Wooper announced. So this will be early November, Sunday, November 5th. Whenever they do an early Community Day, that kind of makes me think there will be a Community Day Classic. So we know that. So Wooper, Paldean Wooper, Sunday, November 5th. Featured attack, Quagsire. Evolve Wooper during the event up to 5 hours after to get a Quagsire that knows Aqua Tail. And then Clodsire, the evolution of Paldean Wooper, will learn Mega Horn, the bug move. Pretty cool.
Not bad.
A Muddy Buddy, pretty good name. $1 special research.
That's actually a good one.
Yep. 2 times
like
catch
that.
candy for quarter hatch distance, extra candy, 3 hours lures, all the normal stuff. But the real thing is quarter hatch distance. In my opinion, the least exciting bonus during a community day, because you're going to get 2K eggs the whole time. I don't want to use super incubators on 2Ks. My recommendation is stack 10 and 12K eggs in your inventory for this event. Start the event 2 p.m. Put them all in incubators. Get that. Take advantage of that. Beyond that first batch of eggs, this doesn't carry too much weight for me. I don't really care about 2 times catch candy. We're going to end up with so much Whooper candy at the end of the day. Whooper and Paldean Whooper will be in 4-star raids. Since this is only a 2-stage evolution, they'll put the first stage evolution in there. So you get some extra spawns. Bundles in the store, stickers, the usual good stuff. Community Day map. We are working on getting Red Bank into the... why is it was zooming in and showing me New York? I don't want New York. I want Red Bank.
Yeah, see, mine showed me California. I was like,
Oh yeah, it is showing me California. It's San Francisco, and like the find me is not working. But the Red Bank community is still working on it. We hit a hiccup with the ambassador program, but we did hear from them. We didn't have a code of conduct listed in our campfire, so we had to put that in and resubmit. So that's on the thing. Just Will in the chat says, "I'll charge your TM." Hey, giggity.
giggity.
One more thing to talk about here. Dia de Muertos 2023. Celebrate with Cubone and Marowak wearing Timburr crowns, new bonuses, incense, and lure modules. This is going to be November 1st to November 2nd. So, again, early month stuff. That's why we're talking about it now. Cubone and Marowak will be able, you can evolve your Cubone wearing the Kempashwish crown, the flower crown. Looks so good. So good. Such a good costume. Adam, you can't tell me you're mad at this costume.
I do like this, but I would rather just keep it as a Cubone because it's the color just pops a lot more.
Get 2 of them. Lure modules will last 90 minutes. Incensed will last 90 minutes, and you get double catch candy. So they're giving us double catch candy for this. They're giving us double catch candy for Community Day. So much candy. Wild Encounters, Sunkern, Sableye, Roselia, and then Duskull coming back from last year wearing the flower crown. Drifloon, Litwick. If you're lucky,
and
regular
these are for everyone?
This is for everyone. This is not just Mexico, which is cool. Incense and lure encounters. So incense and lures attracting their own encounter pool. Usually we see this on incense. Now we have an incense and lure. They're making lures last 90 minutes. Use your lures. Sunkern,
this is cool.
This is good for party play, for catches and stuff. Orange
no.
Flobede. Go ahead.
And just like reading underneath, it says, like trainers in Latin America and the Caribbean can look forward to even more encounters with featured event Pokemon when using incense and lure modules. So we might not get that additional bonus, but they are getting all these additional bonuses that are like...
Well, they should, because if it wasn't for their culture, we wouldn't have this event.
Correct.
Field research, Sunkern, Drifloon, Litwick, Cubone, and Alolan Marowak. Alolan Marowak is still a holdout for some people that didn't rate it or might be new to the game. Raids, we have Cubone in number 1 in 1 star. That's fine. Bombbearder back in 3. 5-star, we have Darkrai. We have Mega Banette up on Mega Raids. We have that. And the Sugar Skull Avatar stuff coming back. Those are fan favorites. And I absolutely love these gifts. I mean, these stickers. So good.
The team light blue.
Yeah, they're like stamps. Yeah, it's just a generic. And there will be showcases for Duskull. So just be aware of that. But Adam, that was a lot of news. We had a long show. That's pretty much it. I appreciate everyone chiming in on Poke the Bear. Bugs are a thing. We just got to deal with them. Use the party feature, Adam. I think you'll enjoy it a little bit more, especially when if you have a chance to play longer term with people where you can continue challenge after challenge after challenge.
Yes, yeah. See, I just did it like after work, so it was just like we just took 5 or 10 minutes and just like walked around. So it's even just a short period, I see the benefits.
Yep. But no, it's going to be a really active remainder of the month. We have Halloween Part 1 for the next 5 days. Halloween Part 2, plus the Team Go Rocket takeover during the last week. And then as we hit November, things are going to start to happen really quick with Dia de Muertos, and then ultimately the Community Day. So there's plenty going on, but thank you everyone for checking out the show. Please check out PokemonProfessor.com for everything we have going on with the network. You can email us, luredup@PokemonProfessor.com, and you can text us or call us, 732-835-8639. But Adam, if that's a show, we can wrap it up. Is that in fact a show?
This isn't Christmas. Why are we wrapping it up early?
Keep training, trainers. We'll see you next week.
Oh, and also Lavender Town Music. I did see it does say nightly.
Yeah, nightly. Bye.